Goody goody, everyone. This is Dayhawk, bringing to you my take, my review on Kamen Rider Revice, episode 7. Uh, I found this episode to be confusing. Um, and I had to watch it twice in order to try to understand what's going on. And even after watching it twice, the just the storyline involving the son and the father who became Cheetah phase number 2, I didn't quite understand the reason why his dad became a demon, because in the beginning you see a couple of kids running away from the police, and one of them almost got caught, which we all know later on is the son of the monster that helps rescue him, and becomes a decoy for the cops to go chase after him instead. And um and then later on it was discovered that none of those kids who got suspended from school was a dead man. It was the dad, because apparently he went missing, and yeah, I mean, it's difficult to explain without notes, but I mean, mind you, I've seen it twice just to make sure that I didn't miss anything, but it's just I didn't quite understand. The part I do understand is that the kid doesn't want to become a doctor. He's still young, and he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do for the rest of his life. And his dad apparently wants him to become a doctor, to follow on in his footsteps. And yeah, but just the reason behind his dad becoming a demon still doesn't make sense to me. And also, what doesn't make any sense as well is helping his son get away from the cops, because I'm sure he is watching over him like a hawk as a demon. By the way, the suit looks like more of a monkey instead of a cheetah. Um, it's just that, is he trying to protect him? Because I remember at the very end he mentions that my son is no criminal, but it's discovered that he is a criminal because he stole wallets from his fellow classmates, and he is doing God knows what outside of school. We don't see him stealing any money, but he's just, from what it looks like, he's just running away from the cops and stole whatever. It didn't look like it had any money, but maybe I missed that. So if any of you guys were to comment down below and will be able to, kind of help me on what was the story behind the dad becoming a demon thing. But I assume that he became a demon just to protect his son, I guess. But that's the part that is confusing me in the episode here. We get to see George and the new Jackal V stamp, and George does not like Vice at all, especially when Vice inserted himself in on the phone, and George was like, it wasn't meant for you. And then later, you get to see the designs of for the Jackal V stamp in his new form, and Vice's outfit looks terrible, and Vice is getting on George's case, and he's being petty, and he's like, forget it, I'm not gonna give you the Jackal stamp. And but the Jackal is the only way to try to stop the cheetah, because the cheetah is one of the fastest animals in the world, and none of Icky's V stamps will be able to stop him. So we move on to Icky and Daiji, and you can sense tension between those two. And after Iki leaves, you get to see Daiji pointing a finger, like a gun finger, at his own brother, and he just quote unquote shoots him. And Hiromi is in the back just watching the whole thing and find it very odd. Very odd indeed. Well, we all know why the demon is in control, which I want to discuss it a little bit down in the video. And so we get a little bit of a flashback with Demon Daiji. You have one of the lieutenants that I can't pronounce his name, welcoming him to the dead man's, but he's like, no, don't misunderstand me. I'm not here to join you guys. The reason I'm here temporarily is to kill Icky. That's it. And again, I want to discuss this a bit further down in this video, because I have a lot of things to say. And my Yummy Merrick theory is not too far off, but it's kind of close. It's kind of close. And so we get Boo's investigation skills, discovers that the thieves came from the school, this elite high school, and they were suspended for some reason. And Iki goes and tries to find them, and doing the Iki or Getchan's investigations, quote unquote angel investigations. If you've seen Angel, you know what I'm talking about. And then you have Hiromi coming in, asking where Daiji is. And the family doesn't know where he is. And Hiromi mentions that he found him on the bathroom floor, knocked out, like asleep. And when Daiji came to, he's like, what the hell am I doing here? What happened? Like, why am I wearing these clothes? My fingers are dyed black. What the hell is going on? And he just runs away. And then fast forward, the 4 kids are being chased again, and the cheetah demon comes in, or the cheetah dead man, if you prefer. Luckily, Icky and Vice saves the day, but it's discovered that none of their V stamps has any effect on the cheetah dead man, because he is super fast. And then we get a clip, a next scene where Julio is still spying on Sakura, and then it leads to Daiji again in contact with his demon side, his dark side, and the whole, like I said with the Yami Merrick, it's close but not close enough, because with Yami Bakura and Yami Merrick, with them, they take their holds his body for the longest time. Yami Merrick especially, he doesn't switch back and forth with his former self to his evil self. And Yami Bakura, uh, he's mostly in control, but but it's somewhere around there. At least with Yami Yugi Atem, they switch back and forth and they have a equal partnership, unlike Yami Bakura and Merrick. And so poor Daiji is asking, "Who the hell are you?" And his dark side's like, I was born from I was born from you because you want to live in the world without your brother." And he just punches the glass, but unfortunately his dark side took control. This is more like a recap than a review. And so Ikki investigates and gets a little bit of detective work of, the dad been missing and all that. And then you have George and the commander and Hirumi. And Hirumi is doing Daiji's job, and right now George wants Hirumi to take the Jackal V stamp because it's now ready. Also, Hirumi asks them, like, is Daiji the one that stole the V stamps? Because I've noticed something strange about him. And the commander confirms ish that he could be be the one that stole the V stamps. And also George mentions that about his mental state, and that I think what triggered it was when Hirumi tried to transform the first time in episode 1. His demon came out, and that's when Daiji became super scared to even try to use the driver. And Hirumi feels responsible for it, and he will do whatever it takes to fix the problem. And that's when George offers him the new driver. And so then fast forward, the kids try to turn themselves in. Unfortunately, Dead Man Cheetah came in and tried to stop them from doing that. And then Ikki discovers that it was the kid's dad that made the contract. And fast forward, they try to fight him, but then you have Kamen Rider Evil stepping in. But then Hirumi steps in, gives him the Jackal V stamp, and then he transforms into Kamen Rider Demons. Which, I have to say this, I don't like the design. It has a lot of Kamen Rider Meteor and Kamen Rider Falcon, the red one, not the pink one, reference into it, but the design, I personally don't like it. It needs a little bit of a like fixing up to do. And maybe it's a suit that I will get used to, but I'm telling you right now, I don't like the design. And the name Kamen Rider Demons, it's I don't know, it does not fit well in my opinion. Sure, people might say no, it fits, the design is good, but this is just my opinion, my personal feelings, and I'm telling you right now, he is not going to be on my Kamen Rider collection because I don't like the design. If I end up liking Hiromi's character towards the end, I will still not get his uh, Kamen Rider form. I'm not, because me personally, they need to fix the design. But that's just me. But however, I enjoyed the fight he had with Evil, then Kamen Rider Revice versus Demon Cheetah, because I enjoyed that matchup because to me, not only it was fast, but it felt like evil and demons were evenly matched, which I kind of enjoyed very much. I find this to be better than Iki's fight with the with Cheetah Deadman Phase 2. That's just my opinion on that. I wish they would continue the feud, but I think they will. I think they will. And so Kamen Rider Revice defeats the Demon Cheetah, in turn releases the father, and sadly the match between evil and demons was cut short. He ends up escaping, and that's it. That's the end of the episode. Um Again, I didn't enjoy the whole storyline involving the kid and the dad, because I had to watch it twice and I still was a little bit confused as to why the dad agreed to become a dead man and to help his son to get away from the police and all that, knowing that he's been stealing. And also, maybe the kid was acting rebelliously because his dad is pressuring him to become a doctor, and I believe that led him to become a thief. I don't know. I'm just thinking thinking outside here, but I'm just trying to make sense of it all. Personally, I don't like that story. But what I do like, again, with the Icky and his dark side, I was kind of far off, but not quite, like I said. And sorry for repeating myself, but that's what I do. It reminds me a whole lot of Norman Osborn Goblin. Because as you know, with Norman and Green Goblin, they tend to, you know, have conversation between themselves. Like if there's a mirror and Norman sees himself transform into the Green Goblin, you see the Goblin talking towards Norman, and they're like two separate people in one body. And then if one side becomes weak, the other one takes over quickly. And this is the way I see it here with Icky and his dark side. I forgot his name. I forgot his name already, but sorry about that. But I enjoy this little Norman Green Goblin-ish. I enjoy it, even though I would have preferred the Yami Merrick thing where his dark side is in complete control, and you kind of see Daiji trying to fight back the way Merrick tried to do, but he can't because his dark side is really strong. So I wish it was more like that, but still have his dark side be in control. But I like it so far. I'm starting to enjoy it. And I enjoy Hiromi's determination to get Daiji back in a way, because he feels responsible for what happened. And here's the thing. I don't think that the whole Hiromi demon situation triggered his dark side. I just think that Ikki inadvertently created Daiji's demon side, because I believe that the moment Ikki transformed, his jealousy and hatred grew, in turn created his dark side to be born. That's the thing. That's the ticket. Going back to Hiromi and the Commander and George. Those two, minus Hiromi, they know that it was Daiji that took the V stamps. Okay? I think the Commander knows that it was Daiji, but not so much his dark side. Only George knows that. Whether or not he told him that, I'm not completely sure. But here's the ticket, though. George is he acts stupid because, remember, back in the last episode, we saw George giving Daiji a new driver and a V stamp. He gave it to him. So I don't understand why he is acting dumb as to, oh, I don't know how he got the V stamp and the driver. I don't know where it comes from. And I don't know, maybe the Commander does know, but I doubt it. It's just I find it to be like, dude, you're the one who gave him the keys to becoming a Kamen Rider, the same way the professor gave the Cobra driver the cards to Asakura, a feared killer, a killer, you know. I'm stumbling on my words. I do apologize. But again, George knows a lot. And I fear, well, not fear, but I feel that George is the mastermind of everything that's going on, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but again, why did George give the V stamp and the driver to a possessed Daiji? Why? Ask yourself that because I'm trying my best to decipher, like, why is it just, what is it exactly? You know? Is he involved with the Dead Mans? I doubt it. We don't know that yet. It's too soon. but I do enjoy the Daiji and his dark side situation. I I really enjoyed the fight between demons and evil. I find it to be equally matched and a lot of fun. It's better than the other fight, in my opinion. I don't like the graphics at all, like I said before. Um, what I think about the episode overall, um, if if it weren't for that confusing story involving the kid and the father, I'd probably say it's a really good episode. But I will give it like it was meh. It was meh, but I really enjoy the Daiji Dark Side storyline, and I do enjoy the fight between evil and demons, which again, I don't like the design and the name. It needs a different name, but that's just me. So please do comment down below what you think about this episode. Um, did you like it? Did you hate it? Why? And maybe you guys could help me, decipher the whole reasoning for the dad making a deal with the dead man's. Because to me, I am still trying to make sense of everything, even after 2 episodes. Rewatching, rewatching it twice. I mean, please give a like if you like it. Subscribe. And I will see you all on the other side of oblivion. Johnny!